Gareth Bale retired, Will.
Yes, he did.
A
lot of golf emojis I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean,
It feels like it's a bit disrespectful.
honestly, it just feels kind of played out.
Yeah, exactly. Hack material.
We'll never find out what happened at Real Madrid and
Yeah.
why he fell out so badly with them. Yeah, another retiree this year, Piqué.
Yeah, the surprise retiree.
A lot of money tied up, changing hands, going different places.
Now he's doing that weird league thing with wrestlers or whatever's going on there.
He's got a lot of fingers out of pies, this Piqué. I mean, if a man who had it all,
Yeah.
who had it all, anyways, there's always more, isn't there?
Yeah, you always want to push the envelope, see how far you can take this.
Like, yeah, I married Shakira, but what else is there?
What else is there?
Did he cheat on someone? Did he cheat on Shakira?
So, it never was explicitly stated what happened until now.
Oh.
Shakira has dropped the hottest diss track of 2023.
Oh, man.
Talk
about playing out diss tracks.
I know, yeah. She basically slammed him in her new song. We'll play a little teeny clip of it here, and then I'll translate it for you. Here are the English lyrics of BZRP Music Sessions number 53 by Shakira.
Berserk.
So, sorry I got another plane. I'm not coming back here. I don't want any more disappointments. So much you act like you're such a champion. I think that's lost in translation.
Mm-hmm. Google Translate.
And when I needed you, you gave me your worst version.
Oh.
Sorry, baby. It's been a while since I should have thrown out that cat. A she-wolf like me is not for rookies. A she-wolf like me is not for guys like you.
Download She-Wolf on Spotify, Apple Music, and anywhere you get your podcasts.
I was out of your league, and that's why you're with someone like you. Bars.
Oh, wow.
Bars.
That cuts deep.
Yeah.
You know?
This is for you to mortify yourself. Chew and swallow, swallow and chew. I won't get back with you. Not if you cry or even beg. Especially mean.
I hope that rhymes in Spanish. You just go off the rails there a little bit.
You left me with my mother-in-law as my neighbour. The media at my door and in debt with the government. You thought you hurt me, but you made me stronger. Women don't cry anymore. They cash in and get paid.
That's empowering.
Yeah, this is rules. She has the name of a good person. Clearly is not what it sounds like. She has the name of a good person. She's clearly the same as you. I think she's talking about the girl.
The girl you cheat on with. Yeah,
that's the hook, by the way. That comes.
Oh, that's the hook. Okay.
I would have gone with the I'm never getting back with you, even if you beg.
Yeah. Well, look, again, I don't know if it rhymes in Spanish or not. You know?
Yeah. I'll get to the juicy bit here. No hard feelings.
The juicy bit? Jesus Christ, what's coming?
No hard feelings, baby. I wish you the best with my so-called replacement. I don't even know what happened to you. You're acting so weird, I don't recognize you. I'm worth 2 of 22, in brackets, year old.
Oh, God.
She's
a 20-year-old.
I think so.
Nice.
You traded a Ferrari for a Twingo. You traded a Rolex for a Casio.
Oh, that rhymes in English as well.
Very good. You're all worked up. Slow down. So much time at the gym, but maybe work out your brain a little.
This is like the text for a 14-year-old or something. Like this is mad.
It just keeps going.
Well, at least the mother-in-law caught us straight there as well.
Yeah. You're not my fucking mother-in-law. How could you?
As a neighbour, Christ, I'd see her every day. I hate that woman, by the way. This would be nice for the kids to read when they're older.
Yeah.
Why don't we see dad anymore? Well, I have a little song to play for you kids.
Maybe work out your brain a little.
Wait, kids, work out your brain a little.
So much time in the gym. You work out brain. And then it ends with, for guys like you, I was out of your league, and that's why now you're with someone like you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big up Shakira.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. They're imposters.
I think to ask me, for my opinion, a little bit unfair. But in between that,
there was drinks. Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Carl and Will on Blue Monday.
Yeah, very sad episode of the podcast.
Blue Monday, and we're here.
Yeah. Can you
Manchester's not the other Will, is this?
No.
What part of that?
wasn't.
We're both buzzing, Will.
We said it last week. Has there ever been a time where United and Arsenal have up in form? Has there ever been a time where United and Arsenal are fighting for the title while we're doing the podcast, Carl? Can you believe it?
No, we weren't doing this podcast in 2004, so I don't think so, Will.
I think when we first started, we were potentially going to battle it out in a disastrous Europa League final.
Yeah.
But it would have been a crushing humiliation for one of us.
It was more kind of like the signs of like, this is what's come to, you know?
Yeah.
It's like there's the Champions League final, there's the Premier League between City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then there's like, but there's the Europa League. It's like,
It might happen, and it didn't even.
No,
and then United lost.
Yeah, Arsenal lost to me and United lost to the final. I was like, yeah,
How far we've come.
That sums it up, you know. But hey, football changes very quickly, you know.
Very quickly.
But before you get into that, Will, I want to shout out one of our listeners.
Oh, yeah?
I like it that we've become a podcast with fans that we can interact with.
It makes it, to the listener, they must think we have loads of
Shh. But no, as you know, Spotify do a Wrapped.
Yes.
And it's worked really well, and it's always on people's Instagram. So everyone else said, we should do a Wrapped.
We should look at their sharing it on their story.
Rather than just selling off the information, we could make a nice little slideshow of us.
We have the analytics and we're not giving it to him. Why don't we give it to him once?
Like there's one for Revolut. There's
the worst one, by the way.
Well, there's one for Just Eat.
That's bad.
That shows what you've had. And then there's one for Revolut, which is also just another one for Just Eat.
Yeah.
It just shows who you give money, who bought takeaway, and who gave money to for the takeaway. But also our podcast provider had Buzzsprout. Shout out to the boys at Buzzsprout. Our friends at Buzzsprout. Not sponsored. They did a Wrapped. And I just want to shout out our Jamaican listener who downloaded the episodes 69 times.
I think he downloaded every episode we did last year. He plus more. He went back.
We did 48 episodes last year. He downloaded 69.
That's
in Jamaica.
In Jamaica. Who are you?
You know what my theory is? He's our French listener that we lost before.
Oh, it could be.
He's a traveller. He's travelling around. He misses home. He wants to listen to the boys.
We had an Australian listener for a while. Now a Vietnam listener, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does happen, you know. I think that's what it is, because we lost our French listener for a while. Maybe they moved back to Ireland and just another Dublin Carlow listener, and now they've gone to Jamaica.
That's mad, though. I think if anyone in Carlow went to Jamaica, I'd know.
Yeah, probably. We'd probably hear about it. Do you know who's gone to Jamaica?
Who the fuck does he think he is?
Fucking Ocean's 11. Off to Jamaica with him. He thinks he's a spy. That's what I heard. Anyways, shout out to you.
Yeah, legend. Please email in.
Yeah, let us know. Are you a United fan? Are you an Arsenal fan?
What's the story?
Maybe you're a Liverpool fan. That's not very good.
How did you find us in Jamaica? You were assuming you're Irish.
I'm assuming you must be Irish. Most of the international gang are. They're just people who have gone abroad.
Yeah.
But,
do you want to know how mad it is that we are listened to in Jamaica? I remember sometimes we get to see what chart positions we're in. At one stage, we were in the top 50 football podcast in Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's just because of him. Just one guy. Yeah. He had us at 50.
It's all about being that big fish in that small pond, folks. Don't let me tell you anything different.
If he finds 3 more Jamaican friends, we're number 1, baby.
No, we're going to get some Jamaican sponsorship.
We'll be touring Kingston in no time.
But yeah, no, it was an unbelievable weekend of sport, Will. Unbelievable weekend of Premier League. One of the best in a while.
Yes, easy.
And you know what it is? It's because Christmas is always so hectic. And then for fun, they throw in cup games.
Yeah.
And the injuries come and the games just take a nosedive. The quality dips and you go, this is just brutal.
Slog to watch.
But because of the World Cup, everyone's had a nice break. They're kind of getting into their stride now a bit. And this was a great weekend. Like, you know, there was all the big teams obviously were playing, but I mean, they're very good games, even the ones that probably won't make the headlines. But the two that I think we're all thinking about, we just
I've been
mentioned,
thinking about it nonstop.
Man United versus Man City, the Manchester derby.
Yeah.
What was the score in the first game this year?
6-3.
Was that this year?
That was this year. That was like and that was United were on a run going into that game. They had already lost the first, so that wasn't that long ago.
Anthony scored that goal.
Anthony scored it. I remember that could have been like 10-0, but City gave up at halftime.
Yeah.
They got torn apart in that.
It's mad because we've just got over the halfway point now, 19 games, and it just feels. I know because World Cup, I know, but like it's just like I couldn't remember that result.
That's why I think makes it even better though, because it's hard, I'd say, even for the players to be like, it's only halfway, because it feels like it's going forever. So every game is like, if we win this, we win the league. No, there's 19 more games to go.
It is tightened up now, not because of this result. United, I mean, we're very good.
Yeah.
What were you feeling, Will, when it was 70-ish minutes
and City scored?
United been better the whole game.
Yeah.
And then City scored. Jack Grealish scores. I mean, I will say I do like Jack Grealish.
Me too. Yeah.
You saw the interview with him the last day where he's talking about him and Karen Carney. And it's like, oh, you went to the same school. And he's like, oh yeah. And like instead of like doing like a footballer's response, he went, that's where we get our brainy minds from. And then you was like, and the football Jack is like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a lovable.
He's so likable.
He's a lovable chap.
And you saw him get that goal, and he was so like
just so gone as well.
Yes, I fucking did it in the big game. No one's gonna remember that now.
No, yeah, but it was weird because going into that game, I was like pretty confident. I was like, United think are going to win this, but I also thought that going into the first game, so I didn't really know what to expect. And then when they were playing well, I was like losing 1-0 to City, that happens.
Yeah.
But then it just changed so quick.
Something happened, Will.
I'll tell you what happened. Two things happened. One, the goal that shouldn't have been 100%, where two people kicked the ball at Henderson, basically. That was insane.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah. But before that, I think if there was a run from Wan-Bissaka and he was juking and jiving, getting by loads, like got by too many players to the point where the stadium was like, whoa, he's still going. And the crowd started getting behind him. And then I think the ball went out for United throw. And all of a sudden, like, the United players were like, oh, we're still in this.
Yeah.
I think if you just, like, lose the ball, they're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, you're kind of backs to the wall. Like, you can't hold the ball anymore.
It's mad that it's just, like, moments like that can just totally flip a game.
Yeah. And it was a packed Old Trafford as well.
Yeah.
It was 70, I think it was capacity.
I think so. I saw a comment somewhere. It might have been a tweet. It was, like, a video of someone at the game. And they're like, leaky roof and all. I hope they never fucking touch this place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. Like the momentum when it goes your way on the pitch, like a small moment when you have 75,000 people, give or take, with you. Yeah. Those small moments become huge moments. And I mean, look, the goal. Obviously, everyone's talking about the goal at this point. Our opinions on. I don't think it was a goal either.
I mean, I've seen loads of people saying it's controversial. It's not. It shouldn't have been it shouldn't have been a goal.
I mean,
there's no way to argue the other way.
Yeah, I saw Kanji saying, "No, I tried to play him offside because he was offside." I mean,
don't say that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like I tried to play him offside and he was because it changed all the time. Like I'm not going to lift the flag because he might come into play. Hasn't touched it yet.
Yeah,
hasn't touched it yet. Oh my God, Bruno from stage left. And it's like I mean, it was.
I mean, did you see the picture with Rashford photoshopped out? I saw that in like a few like sports.
No.
Oh my God, it's so stupid. It's like him, and obviously Bruno's miles away from Akanji.
Yeah,
and it's like this changes everything. Is like the caption under it. It's like no, it doesn't.
If he wasn't there,
if he wasn't there, of course he's not offside.
Yeah, no, you obviously watch the replay and it's always in slow motion.
Yeah,
but like fast motion, Rashford, who's like so fast. Some people even understand how fast this guy is running full tilt towards you. You're not watching him and Bruno Fernandes saying he's going to kick it at me. He's already done that 3 or 4 times this game. I know he's going to do it again. He loves kicking that ball.
He loves trying to score.
And then Bruno comes from out of his shot and just curls around. You're like, what the fuck? I
didn't even see that guy.
Yeah.
No, it was a ridiculous goal. Never
but then the place erupts. And as well, it was like, oh, will it be a goal? Won't it be a goal? So then they're like, maybe it's not going to be a goal.
Yeah.
And then when it is the second goal, it's like you've just been like defeated again.
Yeah.
So then
and now it's also the City players are like, oh, now the refs against us too. What can we do here?
Yeah, and again, it's because City obviously lost to Southampton there during the week.
Yeah,
major upset.
Crazy. Yeah, again, another huge result for United. They played Newcastle in the Carabao Cup if they get by Notts Forest over 2 legs. So it's all happening.
It's all happening. So yeah, like City obviously aren't going well this year. I said being like a clear second up until this weekend, but like you can just tell when before they used to just steamroll teams.
Yeah,
it's so hard to say. I don't want to say it, but Haaland.
yeah.
It's kind of like Ronaldo last year.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but what is he making the team better? Or is he just scoring goals?
Yeah,
he's meant to score goals.
He's a goal machine.
He was kind of not really in the game a lot.
I saw the stat about him where like the majority of his goals are against weaker opposition. But in those games, he fucking scores 4 goals. So it's like next level still. But in the big games, because they're better at tactically and defending, they can mark him out of a game. And then it's like, if your tactic is to get the ball to him, then what do you do?
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like, get the ball to anyone, tap it across, someone will tap it in.
Yeah. Well, I think United really puts City under pressure.
Yeah.
They tried playing those balls and they went astray and, you just look and go, see, kick that ball away. But that's because they're under more pressure than they would be against a less organised side. And I mean, I think, and Gary Neville was right about Conte, I guess. Yeah. But I think people saw Conte and they went, he will at the very least, if nothing else, organise the team. And in the years gone by under Ollie and a few other managers, whatever you'd say, under Ralph Ragnick, I suppose, they weren't doing anything as a team. Yeah. Attacking, defending, pressing.
Disjointed.
Very disjointed. And like if they had been playing at that against City, that's how they passed around the team. Yeah. But they were really, really well organised, well structured. So those balls over the top, those through balls to Haaland, didn't have as much time. There wasn't as much space to play it. So it looked like Haaland wasn't in the game, but like the balls weren't getting to him. And that really was the key to it because City had good spells in the game, but you put them under a lot of pressure. So
I was thinking this as well because like obviously there's a lot of credit for Ten Hag and people were like, he's amazing. How quickly he's turned around.
Yeah.
At the end of last season, United let like 6 first-team players go and replaced them with much better players. Yeah. Like sometimes that's all it takes. If you get rid of Matic and get Casemiro in and get rid of Pogba and get Eriksen in, you're immediately way better.
Yeah.
Like it's whatever manager, they're going to get it. Like,
I mean, for every Gary Neville being right, there's always a Graham Souness being so wrong.
Incredibly wrong.
But I don't think... he was playing with great players. He's not a great player. He's never been a great player. I see him as being a steady Eddie who will help United be more solid in the midfield. I don't think he's got any great range of passing. I don't think he's going to make other people play. I see him as being a steady Eddie, and that's a
steady Eddie. 70 million plus for a steady Eddie.
Well, I come back. He's 30 years old, but I don't see him making them any better when they have the ball. Casemiro will make a big difference to them.
You weren't particularly enamoured with him. Yeah, you weren't particularly enamoured with him when he came along. Well.
But what have they had in midfield prior to that?
But you weren't having him 2-3 weeks ago.
You tried to put words into people's mouth.
So wrong. And look, this thing, obviously I don't watch La Liga. You watch a bit of Champions League and go, yeah, Casemiro's savage.
You see him win the fucking final every year.
But you see him with Kroos and Mudryk and Benji go,
how good is he really?
I don't watch him every week, so I couldn't give an opinion. Graham Souness didn't mind. Doesn't have a pass. Yeah. Doesn't have, like, every week.
Wrong on every count.
Every count, you see some example of him doing all the things. I was like, why would he say this? Like, I was clearly just like, I'm just going to guess here and say.
A steady Eddie.
A steady Eddie, not a star, not a great player. Just, it's incredible. And like, and this is the thing, a lot of people are saying this, and they convinced us all that they've overpaid for him. He's
too old.
I mean, it's just,
if they get 3 seasons out of him at this level, that is huge.
There's so many players you pay for, 40 million, 30 million, and they'll be 21, and they never work out. And it's
like, even if they do work out, they'll go to a fucking other club. They'll go to Madrid.
But like, it's just like, we overvalue the youth as well. Yeah. So like, if he's 30 plus, I mean, I know Liverpool did that as well. They had that policy there with when you let them go and let a few others go. I mean, you look at their midfield now, maybe they should have done that.
Yeah, terrible choice.
But that's the thing. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But when you look at like, like say Haaland, it was like, all the goals he scored, and he's so young. It's like, he might work out. Yeah. Look at Dele Alli, same things. Like, well, he's got years to dominate the league.
Mason Greenwood. They're young and they're fucking, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the stocks, Will. I'm not really. I'm just kind of like looking, and maybe I'll piss my money away one of these days. Maybe I'll just take everything I have and throw it away one of these days.
Good. It's the lowest it's ever been.
This thing, the thing that I was reading was buy high and sell high. Because you know what? It goes up. You bought Amazon 10 years ago. You bought,
they're not going to fuck it up.
You buy Microsoft 10 years ago. Yeah, you're not going to get rich quick, but like, if it's a good company, it'll probably keep being good.
Yeah. No risks. You don't take risks ever.
And we were saying this before about the money in the Premier League. Like before, it was like, 50 million on Torres. It's not real anymore.
Yeah.
So 70 million on a 31-year-old, like, that's none of your business, man.
Yeah.
Honest to God, you're out of your purview here now. Yeah. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's good or not. That's all that matters anymore. This is Moneyball.
Yeah, the prices do not matter. Anthony for 100 million, a distant memory.
So you buy a player at whatever age, and he's good. You buy him for this year, and he's been good this year.
Yeah.
If he goes next year, great. But like, if not, we buy someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way it is now. It's not about like building a team for like next 5 years because you don't know what's going to happen.
The value for money, it does not. Who cares? They're guaranteed a gazillion euro every year.
One day you're top of the league. The next day your owner gets sanctioned. Yeah. And then you have a new owner who doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. So all this kind of stuff of like, the next 10 years. The next 10 years, man. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You gotta go now.
So,
And, well, speaking of young players, Garnacho is... I've done it again. It's every year with United, there's another one that sucks me in.
They love a white winger. A white attacking player.
As long as he runs fast, that's all you need.
It goes from Makeda to Beckham to Giggs to that Belgian guy. What's his name? Januzaj.
There's a few more.
It goes either way. It's like, but they all start off like, this guy's unreal. You never know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to know where Garnacho's going to go, but exactly the kind of player.
Direct.
You come on in that scenario where you're going for now the ball's in our court. We're going to win this game.
In any other season over the last 10 years, Garnacho would have been the one shining light that season. It's like, at least we got Garnacho. It's not a total disaster every year.
Let's make him captain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 6-year deal plus 1 year extension.
Yeah. And he was instrumental in that last goal. That, of course, Rashford would score. Yeah. Rashford had kind of like a mute celebration, almost like he was in disbelief that what's happening.
He was. But I think that's like his new thing, though.
Oh, he's.
It's like his celebration is that he's like calm and focused, but to be able to pull that off after scoring the fucking last minute winner in the derby, fair play to him. He does that thing where he's like, I'm focused and relaxed. But then did you see the rest of the clip where he like walks over to the crowd and he's doing that? Yeah. Casemiro's going insane.
Yeah.
Varane's going insane. Fred is in the crowd. And then
Fred is in the stands.
And then Rashford like kind of stops the cool celebration. He's like, fucking yes. Actually, this is unreal.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
So I'm caught up in the Rashford hype big time.
Okay.
Do you think
this might get caught?
He's 26.
Yeah.
Do you think he can score 140 more goals for United?
Is that the record?
To beat Rooney's record.
Yeah.
140 goals in, I would say, 8 years, maybe?
Well, given my rant I just had, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, when he first started in 2016, as a
insane.
kid, it was like, of course he'll break us. You know?
Yeah, he scored 5 already.
He scored 5 already. The league gets easier every year, less tackling every year. He didn't have to do the kicking that Rooney got in his first few years. He'd be fine, And then, the political side of things gets away in football. We did not see that come in 2016 either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, God knows what will happen. He could retire at 28 and become a full-time politician. Say, the country needs me.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't stand by any longer. Like, for all we know. So, it's impossible to tell. Obviously, there's Dele Alli is the most recent example in people's heads, but there's plenty of players who, this is his peak now. He's going to push on from here. But
and then it's off a cliff. Because he's a weird one. Because I was looking, he's improved every season. Disaster last season.
Yeah.
And then seems to be improving again now. But it's like, he could have another disaster at any turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was just looking, I was like, he maybe, possibly.
Positioning is probably the biggest thing. Because, he's playing out wide or whatever, but we need someone up front. Yeah. So we got to put Rashford front. He scores goals.
Weghorst in. We didn't even talk about big Weghorst.
He was in the crowd. He was in the crowd watching on. I think that was the real, the factor that got them over the line. Vouch the crowd.
I'm guessing they're just not worried about the vaccine thing anymore. Definitely not, right?
No.
They're definitely that kind of was shite for him to get like slated with that, and then a year later to be like, actually come back. No one cares anymore.
Well, look, Mountain knows like we do. Things change very quickly in football. You can never know what's going to happen. One day the bad guy, next day you're at Man United. The savior of Man United.
He's 30 as well, so no one saw this going for him. I would say
maybe.
He's still on loan from Burnley.
Maybe a Gallo saw it going.
yeah.
Maybe Cavani saw it going. I mean, before the World Cup, there's no way Wout van Court scores Man United.
No, God, no. But before the World Cup, you were not going to say, you know what's going to happen after this? Ronaldo to Saudi Arabia, Boubacar.
There it is, folks. We mentioned them. We got the R word in there, the hard R.
The transfer triangle.
Yeah, no, it's mad. But I think that's back to Rashford. That was the biggest thing. It's that. Like, say if Salah was at Liverpool and they didn't have Firmino and a good team around him, it was like, Salah, we have to play up front.
Yeah.
You'd see him go back. Like, he can't play up front. He's, because he had a good team around him, he could play in his best position out wide and he could get, the best out of him. And I think Rashford the same. It's like, because he was so good.
Well, like Rooney was fucking dropped back to midfield for the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
I remember when he was trying to get the record. It took like a whole season to get those last 5 goals.
Yeah. So I think that's probably part of it too. And you never know how. I mean, right now, this weekend, it seems like United are back. United are back.
Get the contract out, put it on the table.
But we will see. We're halfway through the season.
Yeah,
we're halfway through the season,
and they're not the only team who are back.
Arsenal, 20 years.
It's insane.
Almost 20 years. Wasn't 19 years.
Every week, I can't believe it's still happening.
Yeah.
And it seems easier every week.
This was the one that they're definitely going to lose this. And I will say, when United beat City, I was like, brilliant. They'll draw it with Tottenham.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. We're relaxed going in now.
Because even when they do lose Tottenham, which they've done the last 4 times in a row in Tottenham, it'll be fine because City aren't playing well and this will be a huge blow to them. Yeah. This is the one that Arsenal lose. Young team, missing players, missing Jesus. It's just, it was going to happen. You saw the team, it was Kulusevski was back, Kane was there, Son was there. It's like, they're going to do damage. Nothing we can do. Now, I suppose the way it played out was that they played very defensive.
Conte ball.
I suppose they had Saka on one side and Martinelli on the other, being marked by Sessegnon and
had an absolute stinker.
Matt Doherty as well. I mean, look, a great weekend of football. A lot of Irish players did not cover themselves in glory. But yeah, that was the thing. So they were obviously worried about Arsenal's 2 wide players and they played very deep. And you know what? It might have worked. If it wasn't for my boy, Hugo Loris, a man who I said in the podcast, I can't remember a single mistake he's ever made. He gets so much abuse for no reason.
I saw he's made more mistakes this season leading to goal than any other player in the Premier League. 5.
Shows how closely I watch the games. Like even when I win, I lose because like the guy who I say he's fine, he gets too much abuse. He's France's all-time record appearance holder. You tell me that's a bad player?
Can't be that bad.
I did the Harry Maguire defense. Listen, I wouldn't be my night captain if I wasn't any good, was I? Like that's kind of part of the problem.
One of the problems.
That first goal. I mean, there just before that weird moment where he kind of got pressed by Martinelli and always kicked it out and then went back over. We were a great height to watch at double speed because Tottenham players sliding all over the place. There was balls being kicked behind lads' heads.
The goal he let in, he saved it like someone who's never been in goal before. In PE when you just stick anyone in goal and the person who's good at football fucking lashes at him. I'm like, he kicked it right at me.
Yeah, he did kick right at him.
He did. He got out of the way.
I think it was a slight deflection of Sessegnon, but it's more like get beaten in your post.
Yeah.
Don't get beaten in your post.
Like if he had to just stayed standing still, he would have saved it.
You gotta have one of your hands on the post.
Yeah.
So you know where the post is. You know where the goal is. And then you jump out. I suppose they were analysing this on other TV shows and they're saying he just walked in the box as well. He just walked right in there. So he should have been that close to loose in the first place.
Yeah.
So much wrong with the goal. So much wrong.
This Spurs team are shocking. They're really bad.
They play badly. But they're not bad. They're not bad players.
No, not bad players, but I mean just like in the whole package at the moment. Yeah. Like even games where they win, it's usually like 8 minutes of a fucking slog to get there. It's
very defensive, very pragmatic.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think that works anymore.
No, I mean it's
everyone presses.
And then Kane's always like in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it doesn't work. He's coming back to get the ball. You have like Son up on his own. You know, they threw on Richarlison, they threw on all the attack players at once. It's like this. what is this like? You know,
why weren't these players starting?
It's just, you know, you have to use your strengths, and they have some of the best. Genuinely, they have some of the best attacking players in the league. Like Kulusevski was unbelievable when he came last year. It's like, fuck, this lad's unreal. How did Tottenham get him? Now, like, he obviously was injured. Now he's back. Richarlison at the World Cup was one of the best players in the world for that week.
He did have a quote though that after the Spurs game, I think it was after the Spurs game, which explains his form at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
Where he said losing in the World Cup semi-final, wasn't it? Quarterfinal was worse than losing a family member.
Yeah.
That's a mad quote.
Oh, he's a psycho.
He's crazy. He was flat out being a psycho for the whole game, even on the fucking sideline.
He was getting into a Tomiyasu on the line.
Gave it to Tomiyasu. Did you see Martinelli going to shake his hand?
Yeah.
It was like they play together, and Richarlison's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. Get away from me, sub.
Yeah. You're a sub right now, mate.
Yeah, well, when we got knocked out of the World Cup, I was playing.
What did you think of Martinelli's back control thing to really rile him up?
Arsenal were in very shithouse mood.
Yeah. It's that game really brings it out. Every year it's mad.
I not to this level. Like I say, you had
never been cocky before.
You're getting cocky, kids. Yeah. Don't get cocky. Yeah. Like Martinelli was that thing was back, and Romero was going to kill him.
Yeah, he was going to murder him.
So he had to be taken off. He was being such a shithouse. I was like, okay, whoa. Gabriel, what is this? I've never seen this on you before. Yeah. You got to come off, bud.
Don't like that, mate.
Me and Ramsdale, obviously, that's his bread and butter.
He was also loving it.
Yeah. At the end there, they showed the clip and bounced the ball, and like he was, quote unquote bantering with Richarlison.
Yeah.
And then Richarlison turned around and he was very much not having a good time.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to him, like, pushed him in the face afterwards.
As soon as the whistle went, Richarlison went, fuck this.
So someone in the crowd.
Yeah. What a waste of, if you're going to run up and try to assault a player, don't fucking lightly kick him in the back.
Yeah.
It just looks ridiculous.
He just barely kind of miskicked him.
He gave him the fatted head kick up the arse. Punch him in the head.
Yeah, I mean, if it had gone to that, I mean, I don't know what would have happened, but weird scenes. And then the Tottenham fans.
Very weird scenes.
The Tottenham players then were like, I guess they were trying to get.
There's a fight going on.
But I guess they probably didn't see what happened.
Yeah.
If they'd seen like, the crowd are coming involved here, they would have ran as well.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't want to get this to happen because
Is this a riot?
Because behind Ramsdale, and then obviously Gabriel pushed someone in the crowd.
Yeah.
Some of the Spurs players like run over.
Yeah.
I remember I saw Odegaard, who's like lightly jogging towards the road. I was like, this is not something you lightly jog
Get
towards.
out of there. Go back. You're not ready for this, mate.
I better sort out these handbags. They're coming in from the crowd. Martin Odegaard.
See, you just know Ramsdale.
Run, Wonder Kid.
You just know for the full 90 minutes, Ramsdale, every bit of abuse he got, he was giving it back.
Yeah,
you just know it. And he had a great game as well.
Yeah, well, in polar opposite to Loris, he was making ridiculous saves.
And not even just ridiculous saves. He was just every cross he was catching.
Yeah.
He was fucking, his distribution was savage. Had a great game.
That was the difference, because Tottenham were better in the second half, but you're 2-0 down. And when you're someone like, it's like when a striker like misses like really good opportunities, like, now what do you do? Your goalie's
I tried scoring.
When you have a weak link like that, like, or say like a left back, someone's getting beaten really easily, it's like, we're getting killed on that side. You can't focus on your own thing. So I think this is a huge problem on this side of the pitch.
Yeah.
But Ramsdale was the difference, and then in the end, I'll kind of get a hand.
I saw, I don't know if you saw. So Xhaka obviously was like, trouble, I'm making a beeline. Did you see Arteta chasing after him to get him? But obviously he just won the North London Derbies. He had the biggest smile on his face while he was chasing him down. Like, come on, you can't. This will really be trouble, but I'm having a great time.
He was bringing someone else away from the row. And then
he saw Xhaka.
Just pushed him away and ran after him.
This guy's about to get a lifetime ban.
Exactly like I said before. Like that's what Xhaka is. That's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
I'm getting involved in this. Like, no, do not get involved in this. I know you will.
I have a beef with fans from a few years ago.
Yeah, no, it was weird. It wasn't, I suppose, scary because I don't think it was going to go any further than that. But I mean, it's not something you kind of,
That is what I would say. That is a clear sign of the clearest sign of that is a big team not doing well. When the fans are like, I'm just going to kick them. Like they're so frustrated that they don't know what to do.
But then after the game, like Arsenal were in the crowd, like cheering. I was like,
because they the Arsenal end was on the other side of the stadium.
Yeah.
I think Gary Neville said it as well, where he's like, these celebrations are about to be insane, especially after that. Because they pulled all the players away and they're like, fuck them, we won, let's go over to our boys.
Yeah.
It was like, imagine leaving that stadium.
I just feel this will be, you can trace this back to the next time someone dies at London Derby. Because that was like really tough for
People
Spurs.
take this really serious.
Yeah, the shit house on the pitch. You had then the celebrating. Like, it's like when Lingard was dancing at the Emirates. It's like dancing on someone's pitch. It's something like really sacred about that. You're dancing on our ground.
Very disrespectful.
And like, I'm just paying fan to watch it, so I don't really have it. I can't tell you what to do, but like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But you actually can do what you want, and you've earned it because you've beaten us.
Yeah.
And it really makes you mad.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I guess, you're in a good mood and they've just kicked you. So like, fuck them, let's celebrate. But I think for those Spurs fans, those Spurs players who are still there after Conte everybody leaves, probably for the end of the season.
Probably in a few weeks.
Him and a few others, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a few managers on the go, on the way out. But I think this will be look, if Arsenal win the league this year, they might point to one of these games like this Spurs game that was the time. Because huge chance to go ahead. You're playing Spurs in Spurs. Really young team, injuries. Jesus is apparently out now till basically the rest of the season. What a terrible year for him.
It started so well, isn't it?
He did it all right. He's like, I'm going to leave the comfort of the city. I'm going to try my best to get up to Arsenal and make the Brazil squad. He gets to play in the Cameroon game, gets injured. Will he get a medal? Will he want a medal if they win? It's just gone so badly for him. But there was some other games as well. The Everton Southampton game. End-to-end stuff, a lot of chances. Apparently, it was the race in this game, not the race, but the battle of whoever loses this game will have their worst start to Premier League season ever.
Oh, never good.
By the halfway point, it's not like, the first 3 games, worst start ever.
Yeah, it's like
the first 3 games.
We played City and Chelsea.
You've played everyone, and this is the worst you've ever done.
You've played the whole league, and you haven't performed once.
You haven't had a bad run, lads. There's only no excuse. So it was a lot on the table because, and now to be fair to the Southampton manager, they're on a bit of a run. Yeah. And he's only new anyway, so there's not much pressure. But for Frank, he's getting worse by the day.
Yeah.
I remember being a quite handsome man.
Football really does a number on you.
All the money in the world doesn't help that stress. You can't fight that stress.
I saw that picture. Did you see the picture of Graham Potter with the 2 black circles under his eyes?
I thought that was edited, to be
honest.
That's real. I was like, oh my God. But hit all the hallmarks of a game that you will remember, I suppose. Your man, James Ward-Prowse. Did you see his celebrations for the goal?
No, I actually didn't.
First one, driver celebration. It was like, that must have been like, just like what I do, Because I was looking, was it like a golf incident?
Yeah.
No, I just went, I'm going to drive it.
I just like doing the driving thing.
Scored the winner. He puts.
That's pretty good.
He had the whole thing planned the whole time.
Crazy.
Premier League fixed, confirmed. He knew that, okay, so...
That's insane.
So, James, it's going to be 1-0, then 1-1, and then you're going to get the winner. So, that's how it's going to go. So, do what you will with that information.
Even just to be able to keep it together enough to do the putter.
Yeah.
You just probably saved your season with like a near last-minute win.
It was a free kick at the end.
A free kick?
A free kick at the end. So, he was lining up, and he was thinking, okay, probably left or right, left. Will I go with the putter? Yeah, that would tie in nicely.
That's sick.
And then it was like an unbelievable free kick. Pickford was left standing and then he ran over and he had the putt thing and he putted for the winner. Unbelievable.
A 2-parter? I've never heard of a 2-parter celebration.
No, never.
That's amazing. Did you see the clip of, I think it's Gordon gives away the free kick?
Yeah.
Obviously against Ward-Prowse, who's going to score it. And Pickford is like kicking the post. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? That's the one thing we don't do.
Yeah, it was mad because Everton were obviously at home under a lot of pressure. They were really going for it.
Serious pressure.
It was just against one play, so it was just like a classic like team downs look. But one thing that's not really classic, I would say, is credible threats on the board and them not chewing up the game.
Not only credible threats to the board. Did you see they also set off fireworks outside Southampton's hotel the night before?
Oh, did they?
Reserved for like Champions League finals. They did it to Southampton.
You're having half the season. Bottom of the table Southampton, we have to throw them off their game. We have to do something for these lads.
They were probably staying fucking in Merseyside.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
The Everton players are probably like, what is the fucking noise down there?
No, it was mental. And then after the game, obviously all the flags came out. Apparently this is a thing in Everton, that they have these like poems on signs.
So weird. Surely that dampens the message.
Well, when you're trying to read it, there's 5 lines. And like,
sure, you should just be like, fuck off, bored.
There was a few boards out, and then whoever out, Ken right out. But then there's like, what was the one that said the poem? Get it up there. A club with no structure, no vision or plan, an incompetent board overseen by one man. It's not the time for action. And then it cuts off. I can't read anymore because it's covered by the people in the crowd.
Don't worry, I've got one. A football giant owned by a clown. All you'll achieve is taking us down. These are insane.
Slam poetry in Everton. I mean, I never thought I'd seen the day.
They all click.
Everybody's angrily clicking in the crowd.
You may have good times, but Everton are in fast decline.
Bars from the Everton supporters.
I just looked it up on images. There's so many.
I don't even know if these are from the Southampton game. This is like over the years.
No, I think these are like over the last 2 years. If the board doesn't shift, our Premiership status will cease to exist. Already, bit too much.
We'll put that in the maybe for the banners. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, there's a straight up sack the board. You couldn't run a bat. That's a good one. Old school.
But it didn't end there, of course. It wasn't just about writing bars on flags. Yeah. It was about accosting players after the game.
What the fuck, lad? You fucking dickhead. Hey! You fucking knobhead. Gordon! What the fuck, lad? Gordon! What the fuck, lad?
Oh, yeah, you're going to leave us if we go down, aren't you? If we go to the championship, you'll leave, won't you? You leave. Will you leave it? If we go down to the championship, will you stay? No, you won't be there. If we go down, you're going to stay. If we go to the championship, you're still going to stay. I want you to show Haaland. I know you stay on. Lad, show us a bit of heart, lad. Be a leader then, lad. Speak out. Speak to them, lad. Tell us.
Tell the players we want to meet with them. If we don't meet, we're going to go through the ground. It's okay.
I need to respect them. To be respect, lad. But you don't like it, lad. All they want is passion. Show us a bit of
I will give my life for this club.
Look, start speaking up, lads. Show a bit of manliness, lads. Show them that you're the man then, lads. Be our captain, lads. You can be our captain if you speak up, lads. We're the armband, lads.
Who are they mad at most, do you think? Because you've got the board, who obviously have overseen this whole mess.
Yeah.
You've got Frank Lampard. Brutal manager. It's confirmed.
Frank Lampard is so bad. They're not mad at him. Like, who hired this idiot? Who's responsible for this?
They skipped him.
I'm not going to. Obviously, you can't blame him. It's obviously not his fault. Nothing is his fault. He's only, leave Frank alone, right?
Yeah.
But who hired him? That's the real problem here. They got above that,
But this is what we were saying last year. Remember the huge pitch invasion celebration when they barely stayed up?
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think next season's going to go?
Yeah.
Like, you're shite.
Well, you don't be the catalyst for like, okay, this is a club with heart and fans. Let's pump money in. Oh, they have pumped money in.
Yeah.
So,
this is why you don't celebrate the near relegation. You should be like, that was a disaster.
Well, everyone's like saying, "Oh wow, Newcastle have done so well. All it took was 100 million in January to do it, and look at them." But then you did see the graphics of like say when QPR had a cash injection, when Everton had a cash injection, and who they spent the money on versus who Newcastle spent it on. I mean, the Everton one isn't historical. That's over the last like few years. It's like Wayne Rooney passed his best, Sigurdsson, loads like number 10s. There was no like, okay, what are we building here? What do we need? How do we make? That's what we were saying about Newcastle when they were buying those players. It was like they're clearly just like, okay, who's a better centre back than how we have?
Yeah,
buy him. Who
small upgrades. Well, we said last season. Remember they bought Dele Alli and brought in Donny van de Beek to save their season
to replace Sigurdsson.
Two mopey guys in bad form.
Like the last guys you'd want in the battle.
Yeah.
Remember, I think Dele Alli had some heroic game for them. one heroic game.
I think like his first or second game.
And it's like, oh yeah, he still got it.
Yeah.
But like, eventually that's going to be found out. You need players who are on the way up, not kind of on the way down. I mean, Theo Walcott.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Arsenal, the most patient club in the world.
Yeah.
Back then.
Get rid of him.
They were like, all right, it's done, get rid of him. Everyone, we'll give him a go. We'll sort him out. It's like, you've never sorted anybody out.
Yeah.
You've never turned anybody's career around on the way down. Rarely people do. I can think of an Elcat Bolton, perhaps.
I saw they're trying to loan Anthony Elanga from Man United.
Yeah.
Easily the least impressive player in the squad this season, I would say.
Yeah.
And like a youngster as well. No experience in a fucking relegation battle.
Just not what you need.
No.
Not what you need. Again, to go back to Newcastle, and people don't like to give praise to Newcastle because it's the huge money and where the money comes from. But, when they were close enough to relegation, it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And they went, okay, right, let's push out the boat and guess Kieran Trippier.
Yeah.
The man won the league with Atletico. That's who you fucking want. Now, if that's realistic for Everton, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that is who you should, not a loanee from a bigger club who doesn't play much. Like someone who really knows what it's like to grind out results.
Yeah.
And Everton just don't do that. And I don't know, if you're a fan of Everton now, I mean, who do you direct anger at?
Yeah, it's literally, there's so much choice.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the players have been shocking as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of moping going on because they're fucked up of two. They have to do two surprise relegation battles. Like, if you're like Burnley or like someone who's just come up, then yeah, fair enough. But Everton players definitely are not signing to Everton thinking, okay, time to scrap it out here for the next 3 years.
No. I think currently, actually, it's the 3 teams in relegation are not promoting. There's not one promoted side in relegation.
It's 3. I have it up here. It's 3 mainstays. Of the Premier League.
Southampton, Wolves, and Everton is like
Southampton, West Ham, and Everton.
Sorry, Southampton, West Ham, and Everton. Wolves are
even madder, I would say.
Definitely, yeah. Southampton, West Ham, and Everton are like the longest team in it.
I think they've never been relegated.
We were fumbling this stat last year. We never found out what the stat was.
If you want to just skip all this, just look for an episode of Frank Lampard and the title from last season. We were saying the same things.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody's even talking Frank Lampard anymore. Yeah. It's like, okay, clearly there's a root to this problem, and it doesn't start with the guy. When we hired him, no, what I'm saying, when they hired him, we were saying, oh, if someone hires Frank Lampard, and they will, it'll be a really bad decision.
Yeah.
So everyone knew that wasn't like Frank Lampard lied on his CV.
He's doing his best. He's just not very good.
When he was hired, we're like, whoa, I wonder if that would work out. Didn't work out really at Derby or Chelsea.
Yeah.
And this is a much worse club. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's for the players, they obviously were involved in some, skirmishes with the fans.
But they were surrounded angrily.
Angry surrounded, a lot of gesturing and pointing.
Yeah. Not fingers vet. No violence, but
no.
It was the implication.
Yerry Mina said he would die for Everton.
Yeah, he might.
So that sounds like you might get your wish, Yerry. Anthony Gordon, I mean, he must be thinking of those headlines that linked him to Chelsea for 60 million. I mean, I know Chelsea's going well right now, but I'm sure he wishes he was there.
It's much better. Yeah. And like he would have gone under the radar. 2 weeks later, they would have signed someone else for 80 million. Then he's forgotten. He goes on loan somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not looking good for Everton, but we're only half the season. We'll get it all over again.
That's true. It does still. I'm seeing a lot of near absolutes on Sky Sports of like who's winning the league. And like because the World Cup has really thrown things off.
Just like I said, it will.
The best prediction I've ever heard. Weird season. It feels like it's going to be a weird season, and someone weird might win it. It's definitely the case.
I got a good gut. What can I say?
I mean, if you get Italy, Argentina, Arsenal to win the league, that is some going.
Arsenal's the only good one. The other two were on infinite game winning streak. So like, I think Italy might do it. That's all it was. They're on a massive win streak, and also Argentina as well. And by the end, I was like, yeah, I can see these teams going on a win streak. It makes sense now. Yeah. So yeah, Arsenal's the only one, and that was, Yeah. But hey, we will see. We'll see how it goes. What else we have then, Will? There was a few other results. Liverpool lost to Brighton 3-0.
3-0.
Is
Klopp's losing it, let me tell you.
Is he gone?
They're never going to sack him, of course. I don't think he's going to like walk away mid-season. I think end of the season, especially if they get sold, he's like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not starting over.
Well, that's it. Fenway
I've
Sports
got
Group
my
are
boys.
out.
I'm not going to do this without Milner.
I did see a meme or that about Milner doing the old man celebration like 4 years ago when he scored a goal. He was 34.
Still fucking on a contract there.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is kind of they first of all they banned the 30 and out policy because like, well, we can't get rid of Henderson.
Yeah,
he's the fucking heart and soul of this team, which is like, okay, fair.
And Thiago,
I mean, we need him as well.
Fabinho's getting there as well.
Well, if these guys could play for them, that would be a huge difference. I feel, you know, I know Auckland Tiernan played the last day, he played really well, but like another player who can't put 4 games together and get injured. I mean, the injuries of the team is probably the biggest thing.
I mean, losing Diaz and Nunes is crazy. Diaz was flying it. He was like the only bright spark in the team.
Yeah.
And he's gone for ages now.
Yeah, the injuries have been killer. But then it's just, you know, I think from the Super League falling apart, I think from then on, it's been just like, okay, right, we're going to squeeze what's left of this team.
Yeah.
And the investments, which previously had been really good, has now just kind of like not been the same.
Yeah. I mean, like they'll buy a Nunes for that money, but that's it. That's all you're getting. And also, you have to sell 2 players before that happens.
Yeah, maybe I'm being unfair. Maybe like, you know, if Nunes works out, then that's another great buy by Fenway Sports Group.
But even Nunes, like, I don't know. It's like he is young and raw, and he's great to watch. He's great crack. But like, he's not going to turn you around.
Well, if he, like I was saying, if he had, then it doesn't matter. Like they're still spending money, but it's not worked out. And then when they're selling the club, now you think, well, now they're not going to.
They're definitely not. They're not spending a cent.
No, it's like
same with United. There's a reason we got Weghorst on loan for 6 months because they're like, what's the cheapest possible thing we could possibly do?
Yeah. Where are Liverpool now? Not as low as Chelsea.
I think they're 10th. I'll look it up right now. Liverpool are in 9th. They're level with Chelsea, and they play each other this weekend.
Wow.
And also, another big game this weekend, West Ham versus Everton.
Oh.
That could be an El Sacico, and then the Liverpool-Chelsea one is kind of like a funny El Sacico.
Well, both managers, it's a Potter. Like Potter surely won't go. I mean, that's
it's
nothing
not
to do with
his
him.
fault.
Nothing to do with him.
I don't know if you saw the starting 11 of injured players Chelsea have at the moment.
Yeah.
It's everyone, like the whole team.
Yeah, I mean that a lot of times, like when it's a great team like that, like a Chelsea who won the Champions League a few years ago, with none of those players are still there, are fit playing. So like that's, you don't go from the Champions League or like Liverpool, well, a massive injury crisis.
Yeah,
they don't become bad players overnight. Like usually that's what it is. It's like you just find your team has been
I mean
done by injury.
Arsenal and United have gotten very lucky this season.
Oh yeah,
like United have had no real injuries. I've just jinxed it now, but there's been none that I can think of. No major ones. Martial is the only one who missed a good few games.
Yeah,
and even then, it's like that happens every year.
Yeah, and for Arsenal, obviously Jesus was injured, but usually when who do you have backup? Eddie Nketiah. Well, that's going to be a disaster.
He's amazing.
he's capable.
Yeah,
he presses. Maybe not quite as good as Jesus, but he's not like, oh God, why is this guy still in the club?
He's not a bum.
He's not a bum. He works hard, and he scored a couple of goals as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's obviously not as good, but he's not like a massive downgrade where the whole system falls apart.
Like Liverpool had Origi. Origi was crucial to Liverpool for years.
A cult player.
Come on, he can score a goal or two. He's not a fucking loser.
Yeah, like even say Giroud was still there.
Exactly.
It'd be a totally different player. So the system would have to change, whereas Nketiah is very similar to Jesus. So yeah, you do need this kind of look, City, I don't know. I suppose it's
it doesn't. They're the one team. It doesn't really matter.
It's hard to know what's going on there.
I mean, we didn't even talk about it, but Pep said he doesn't care about the Premier League.
Yeah, no, Pep had a weird classic Pep. Really,
it's a long season. There's plenty of games to play yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care the Premier League and the Carabao Cup. We cannot win, so we won a lot. So it's not a problem. Problem is behave and perform like we have done. Always we are focused on that. So Carabao Cup is out. What it doesn't matter.
Don't care.
Doesn't care about the Carabao Cup, I guess, because they're out.
Yeah.
And doesn't care about the Premier League because they can't win it.
It's time for someone else to win, he says. Oh, thank you so much, Pep.
Yeah, how magnanimous, you know.
I hate him. I actually hate him.
We've won too much, I guess. I guess time for someone else to win. You know?
I don't know if you saw Gundogan's quotes as well.
No.
He said, we don't know it was after the Southampton game. He said, we don't know what's going on, but something is definitely missing. The hunger is not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not what you want to hear. It doesn't feel like they're going to go on their fucking 20 game winning streak.
No. Well, I guess that's it now. We're halfway through the season. I guess we should probably give some kind of prediction as to how it's going to all go.
Yeah.
City don't feel like they're going to go on that big run.
No. I mean, even just things like losing to United.
Yeah.
Rarely happen. It happened under Ollie because Pep went in being like, what the fuck's this guy going to do every time? And he played a super high line and then got countered. But this is different. Like, this was City playing well against United and still couldn't do it.
Yeah. There's a few of those. I know we always talk about this game, but I just, things I'm remembering.
We're United fans and an Arsenal fan.
Things I'm remembering now is like say De Bruyne's putting the cross in for the Grealish goal.
Yeah.
And Haaland was gone too far and went to jump up and get it, and then Grealish came in and I was like, that wasn't how that was meant to work.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the plan. That was definitely meant to be a move for Haaland, but if it goes in and works, it's like, but there's a wider thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not quite clicking like, Pep wants it to click.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to stick with Arsenal. It was crazy to not.
I'm going Man United. Who would have thought I could ever say that again?
And of course, obviously Newcastle are slim as shout. They won against.
They're flying it as well.
They won against 6th place Fulham.
Fulham are amazing. I also saw. I've brought him up a few times. Tony Khan, the owner of Fulham.
Yeah.
Something went to his head when they bet Chelsea last week. I think it was.
Last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. They beat Chelsea. 2 hours after that, I was looking at news about how Tony Khan and his father, Shahid Khan, are trying to buy the WWE, their main competition in wrestling.
Oh, right.
So he was like, I'm king of the world.
We're going
to buy them. And also, I think they also own the Jacksonville Jaguars, an NFL team, who were 33 points down and came back and won to stay in the playoffs, all in like the same 2 days. So he is like, oh my God, I'm God.
It's all coming Tony Khan these days.
It's all coming Tony Khan. Far cry from when he first took over Fulham and they held up a banner saying Tony Khan wanks dogs.
Wow. Was that Everton, was it?
No, yeah. They're a bit less wordy at Fulham.
Yeah, they don't have much time to do. No. I suppose the next few games for Arsenal and City. Arsenal play United.
Big one.
See this thing, right? Arsenal play City twice, and they have to play United, and they have to play Newcastle.
I wouldn't even...
Actually, what was I saying? They have to play every again. Plus City twice. We're halfway point. Yeah.
Halfway point.
So look, this is the thing. It's like you're 8 points clear. They are playing well. You have to back them. They only have the Europa League, not Champions League.
I like... The only team I could see beating them is United. But I think they'll get past City twice.
Yeah.
I think they'll get past Newcastle. Like, I think it's going to be very hard to stop them.
I could see them losing and drawing to City.
You think? That's when it gets too much?
No, well, I think I wouldn't say they'll get past them twice easily.
Well, not like easily.
No chance.
But like, I wouldn't fear City the way I would have a few weeks ago.
Well, that's because you're not an Arsenal fan. We were in the pub.
That's true, if we hadn't played yet.
Who were Arsenal losing to over? I think when they were losing to Southampton at one stage of the Christmas. They came back at 1-2-1 or whatever. And one of the lads was taking the piss out of someone in the group chat because Arsenal were down 1-0. And then Arsenal came back 1-1. And then they came back 2-1. And then there was like 30 minutes where like the game was over and, it was clear Arsenal were going to win this one. Only when the game finished, he came back in the group and went, you fucking right, I told you. Because as an Arsenal fan, you can't say it too soon. When it's done, it's done. You can't say, we're 2-up now. 3-2.
Yeah.
Fuck. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I'll probably beat City at home easily. We'll probably get a draw, probably 3-3 or something like that. Something cool, a cool result.
Cool game.
I'd probably be happy with the loss of the draw.
1 point, I'll take that.
And hopefully get over Newcastle and United. Like, that's what it is. You can't count your chickens.
Yeah.
Who so far has been your player of the season?
Ooh. I would have said Haaland up until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But like he still scored like 21 goals in 18 games or something. But it's because he hasn't scored in 2. So, that's it. Yeah. I would still say Haaland though. Just because that run up to the World Cup is unlike anything I've ever seen. So yeah, I still think Haaland.
Yeah, I think he's been very good. I think, to be fair, and just because I want to show that I can recognize when I'm wrong, I think Shaq has been very, very good.
Yeah, he's been way up there.
He's continued his form after World Cup.
They owe a lot to you, let me tell you. I'm telling you, Xhaka heard that clip.
I'll tell you, he's been really, really good. He's a shoo-in for Team of the Year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But also, I think Almiron has a honorable mention. He's been definitely most improved. That was an award.
Mad season. Like, who's your player of the year? Probably Almiron or Xhaka.
No one
Everyone's choice, like we all predicted.
Who's been your sign of the season so far?
Casemiro.
I was going to say the same thing,
He's been amazing. He's been exactly what United needed for like 12 years.
And honestly, because of my expectation warped by the media machine at Sky Sports, like Graham Souness got my head. I can't believe I genuinely, and it sounds so fucking stupid to say that, a 5-time Champions League winner, but I just was told he wasn't any good.
But he is, honestly, it's even more impressive now, because I think when he has Kroos and Modric with him, it's like, yeah, he's like the defensive midfielder. He can do what fucking Kroos and Modric are doing as well. He's amazing. He can do it all.
But again, it's like we said, if there's a weak link in a team, it gets found out in any position. Yeah. Goalie, left back, striker, like it kills the team.
Yeah, I've never once thought in the Champions League when like Real Madrid were flying it, like, they're a bit weak in midfield somewhere.
They're targeting Casemiro. Yeah. No one's ever said that, But like, I just thought, well, I don't watch him, so Graham must watch him. Yeah. I think Graham Souness is watching La Liga.
Chance.
I still can't know he just said that. He just went on TV and said he can't pass.
We've never said anything that mad.
No, never just like completely. I'm just gonna go like we've guessed. I guessed, but I usually do like a weak sauce. Like yeah, maybe but I never go. He's not a great player. I'll tell you why. List off these lies.
Imagine the comments under Graham Souness' TikTok.
Oh my god. And rightly so.
Ball knowledge.
The no ball knowledge. Graham Souness. Honestly. What other awards are there that we can wrap it up with? I mean, the goal of Lukaku is obviously still up for grabs.
Still up for grabs. Not Nunes, I would say.
He's done all right.
I think because Liverpool are so bad around him, and he's quite entertaining at least. And he does try very hard. He does score sometimes.
I'd say, I mean, the criteria maybe has to be someone who's played 10 games.
It's probably like half the Chelsea team.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for this criteria I've just made up, I mean, Wesley Fofana has been a huge expenditure, and also hasn't played, been injured. Maybe it doesn't count because he's been injured.
He's got 8 years to turn it around, though.
Yeah, so much time, Will. So much time.
We didn't even talk about Mudryk.
Mudryk, yeah. Fuck, that's
what we'll end it on.
Macaulay Mudryk.
How did you feel about that? Because he was.
I genuinely thought it was confirmed.
I saw Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV confirm it 2 hours before he went to Chelsea, he definitely knows.
I thought it was one of those things that was confirmed, and when the window opens, he'll be announced.
Yeah. That's how Mudryk was acting.
Not the case. Apparently, Todd Boehly says whatever they're paying you, I'll double it.
And for like twice as long.
Yeah. Oh, 8.5 year contract.
8.5 years. Oh, sorry, 7 with a 1 year extension.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it works out after 7 years. Todd Boehly's going to be in charge in 7 years. That's no chance.
Yeah, I think apparently it's to do with like you can pay the wages over
FFP. That's how they've spent fucking £500 million this year on some of the worst players.
Yeah, no, they spent that money, and the Mudryk was it's probably the biggest gazumping I can think of. It's the most confirmed gazumping.
Also, the most pointless gazumping.
Yeah,
they have like 5 players where he plays.
Well, I would wonder now, is Pulisic on the way out now, or is Mount on the way out, or like who's they getting rid of?
It feels like they just stockpiled them all up.
Yeah, I mean, Mudryk goes on loan to VT's R&M.
Yeah. But did you see the unveiling?
Yeah, he looked thrilled, didn't he?
It was so weird. The whole thing was bizarre, and as well, like he's not like a superstar. It's a weird unveiling.
No, 12 career goals.
Casemiro before the start of the United season.
Yeah.
To stop the riots. That's my go-to unveiling. But it's like Ronaldo, fucking Messi at PSG. Unveil the young guy.
In January. It seemed a bit kind of Todd Boehly doing what he thinks should be happening. But it was a strange one. I genuinely thought that was like, oh, he's going to go when the window opens, and then out of nowhere he's in a Chelsea shirt.
Is that just how it's going to be now? Your club is about to sign someone and Chelsea just spend way too much on him.
Yeah, until Todd Bowley gets bored or whatever, and then that's it.
Until he gets bored.
Until he gets bored. A strong ending.
Yeah. Trying to understand.
Absolute nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense like that? Why should we sit back and listen to this nonsense? Because nobody ever questions it.
Sorry, baby, I said